Hey guys, the Common Man here. So today we're going to learn together. I've never taken this knife apart, so I may make a fool of myself. I hope I don't. But today I've got the RGT. These are going to be the brown canvas micarta scales that I'm going to be putting on this knife. I was really excited about these. One thing that I complained about, obviously, with this knife was for the price. I wish I could have gotten a better scale material. Rather than having to pay the higher prices for the better materials. But all in all, I'm extremely happy with this knife. I really love it. I carry it a lot more than I expected to, and it's actually starting to rival my Para 3 in the amount that I carry it. But again, a new scale material was a must, and I think that the brown canvas micarta is going to be the ticket. So let's get these open. Let's check them out. Again, I've never taken this knife apart. I've heard it can be a little bit finicky, and so we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, and it comes with a backspacer too. Very cool. I'm probably going to be swapping this out for something, maybe a titanium one, but we'll probably use it for now rather than keeping that plastic grivery. That should be good. All right, there she is. I just love it. Every time I pick this knife up, I have to flick it open and close it. It's so cool. And yes, I've gotten over the halfway shark lock action. Every single time, crank that thing back every time. It'll always come down. Just commit. Absolutely love it. Get that out of the way. Get the plastic out of the way. Oh yeah, here. You guys know me. I love my stickers. Another sticker. Very cool. Not sure where that's going to go, but we're going to put it somewhere. Always happy to see stickers. Must be like a kid, right? So I guess we're actually going to just go ahead and get started. We'll put these over here. Put that over there. Just kind of get it out of the way. And let's figure out where we ought to start. Let's go ahead and start with that pocket clip. That's usually where I start. That's going to be T6, I'm guessing. Yeah, T6. I really got to invest in some better tools. These are cheap tools. You want to use higher quality tools than these, because what's happening with these is they're starting to get kind of worn and rounded. They're just a cheap metal, and sometimes when these start to round, it can affect the screws, and when you start rounding bits, you can start rounding screws, and you don't want to get caught up in that garbage. Just buy good tools. So don't do what I do. Buy good tools. All right. Suppose we're going to need T6 for the body screws as well. We'll go ahead and just take those out all the way. And stay organized with these pieces too. Do that. All right. One thing I do like about this screwdriver is it's got this spinny bit in the back here. You can put it right up against your palm and just kind of twist. I do like that. Okay. Those over there. I don't know if you guys want to see the screws. We'll keep them in view, right? Where to look at? I don't know. Is that it? That's it for the T6. Okay. T10 for the pivot, I think. Yes, T10. Okay, so I've heard that when you do take these scales apart, when you start taking this knife apart, that spring in there likes to go loose. It likes to kind of run away on you. So I'm going to be very careful when I take this apart to try to keep it pressed together. And then we'll come up with a game plan once it's time to actually separate the scales, which I think that time is right now. Yes. So, a little bit nervous. I really don't want to lose that spring. There's a bunch of stuff sitting all around me, so if I lose this spring, it could be long gone. So it's looking like, oh hey, guess what? I think I think just the scale is going to come off. That metal liner, I think, can stay in place. And it's not really time to do a full maintenance on this knife yet. I haven't really carried it enough to justify taking it apart all the way. So, yes, we can keep the liners on. We can just go ahead and put the new scale on. Ooh, look at that. That looks good already. And what's going to happen? Okay, so let's go ahead and I think what we can do is put these body screws back in just to kind of hold that scale on. Maybe I'll just do one for right now. Yeah, I'm just going to do one for right now just to keep that in place. That's nice. I like that. Okay, and let's do this. I'm going to pop that pivot through. Someone's probably watching this video and thinking, what in the heck is he doing? Maybe not. Maybe this is the way you're supposed to do it. I don't know. It's the way I'm doing it. That's for sure. Yeah, so that blade's just kind of free now. Again, I want to try to keep that metal liner in place and just pull the scale off. And yes, success. Yeah, this is working out okay. Yeah, we'll figure that out once we get there. Let's go ahead and put this on. Good. Let's do, what's going on over here? Screws. Let's do the same thing here. Let's put one of these body screws back in on this side, just one for right now, just to keep it in place. Okay. Now let's figure out, and let's actually put one, since we've got it apart, let's put one dab of, yeah, we'll do one dab and just kind of work it all the way around. Probably don't touch metal on metal. Let's not scratch things. I should probably not do that. So we'll go ahead and, so that does have a D shape to it, so that means that it's going to slot in, and it's actually pretty obvious where that goes. You can see, if you can see, it's got a flat down here, and this has a flat on it. Just go ahead and match that up. Now this is where it's going to probably get kind of tricky. You got to kind of line everything up. Yeah, and there's washers in there that are wanting to kind of move around. Not sure if I'm going about this the best way, because I don't want to scratch anything up. Let's see if I can just get it kind of started. This is tricky. Let's see, let's pull it this way and figure out what we're working with here. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pull it off camera, I think, for a second. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, this is tricky. Oh, that's right. Is this running on bearings? Yeah, it is. It's running on bearings. So those bearings should be in a race. So those should, ideally, those shouldn't move. Did I have, oh, you know what? Now I know. I had the flat in the wrong spot. The flat's up top. Let's see if that makes a difference. Look at that. I'm already getting oil all over these scales. I guess that's kind of the of the micarta. There we go, right in. Make sure the flat's in the right spot. But look at that. Already getting these scales, a nice little patina. That's all right. I'm all right with that. Okay, made it this far. Let's go ahead and put that pivot screw in now. Let's not use lube. Let's actually use some Loctite. Don't use lube in your pivot screw. All right. We don't need much because there's actually some residual Loctite left on there. I just scrape around the edge of the cap there, and that usually gets enough. I don't usually need more than that. Go ahead and put that screw in there. Okay, get these body screws. Ooh, man, I really made a mess of that, didn't I? Yeah, like I said, that micarta is going to get all worn in, and oils from your skin. I'm sure I'm going to use this knife working on one of my cars. So car oil, all that kind of stuff's going to get all over these. Oh, no. Let's see. You know what I did, guys? Yep. I forgot to put the backspacer in. I don't know, pardon me, I honestly like that different backspacer. I almost would rather have it to be a different material than the two scales, but yeah. Let's do it right. Sorry, waste a bunch of time, but I do want to do this right. I want to make sure I have everything I paid for on the knife. Now I'm wondering if I can just kind of, I don't know if that backspacer is, yeah, it's got pins through it, so this is going to have to come all the way apart. Oh, all right, that's all right. No biggie. I guess we do get to see the internals. Put that there. That there. Oh, yeah, the pivot needs to come out. Pop that through. Yeah, not such a bad thing. I guess let's see what's going on inside this knife. Just get that blade since that's free. And then maybe we can just do, okay, so there's one of the bearings there. And that spring, hopefully we can keep it in place. Cool, look at that. Well, that's what the inside looks like. Cool. Okay. Boy, wouldn't hurt to have 3 hands here. A little bit of dog hair. I don't know how my dog hair gets absolutely everywhere. Let's pull that out, stick that in there. Oops. That's kind of cool. You got these like little metal inserts. That should keep that material from compressing at all if you really crank those screws down. So that's cool. And that's actually, I think, where the threads are. Okay. And since we're in here, let's go ahead and just wipe that race out. Same thing here. Normally I'd use a little bit of alcohol or something like that, but again, I mean, I haven't carried this knife long enough to really warrant a thorough cleaning, and that was a little bit too much oil, but that's fine. No big deal. So let's, since we're in here, cool. And I do not dare play around with that lock while it's taken apart, because my luck, that thing is going to go flying. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's nerve-wracking. Let's just put that on there and get that race perfect. Pretty perfect. There we go. Perfect. And we'll try to keep that blade in place so that it holds those bearings in there. Okay. Put that scale on. Let's see. I'm gonna pop these body screws in like I did last time. There we go. You don't have 3 hands, but you do have 1 mouth. You put a screw in your mouth and it'll at least help you hold on to something, right? I don't know why that's not. There we go. Oh, yeah. So those little barrels, those 3 barrels that go into that backspacer, unfortunately, those are not captured in any way. Which means that they just kind of spin around. And that's got some oil left on it, so we're just going to leave that the way it is. I think that's the right way. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Does it? No, I don't think it matters which way that goes in the pivot barrel. It does matter, though, that that flat is up at the top. That's very important. Come to think of it, I think this went in the other side. There we go. It's a tight fit. Probably don't have that locked out all the way. I think that was part of the problem, is that it was, yeah. Maybe have that blade just not fully in the locked position. Just tighten that down just a hair so that things are held together a little bit better. Well, it probably looks like I'm making a real nice mess of this, but I don't know. It's a little bit complicated, so that can be an excuse. I'm pretty much running out of Loctite here. I'm going to have to get myself some more. There we go. Just enough. Okay. Go ahead and put that pivot in there. Pivot screw. Cool. Okay. Finish up putting these body screws back in. Again, those barrels in there are just going to want to spin on you. It's a little frustrating. I don't like when they use the free spinning hardware like that. Oh, I know what I did wrong. So depending on where that pocket clip goes, go ahead and leave those 2 screws out. I didn't need to put this one in here, because those pocket clip screws are going to take the spot there. Yeah, it just keeps on spinning, spinning, spinning. We'll see. On one side it should catch. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, of course. Guys, pay attention. Don't be like me. So I think, yes, definitely. 2 of these screws are going to be longer, which makes sense because that's pushed out farther. So I got to figure out which screw is longer, which one I used that I shouldn't have. Ugh. Yeah, I remember losing one from the, that's it. I didn't remember losing one from the pocket clip, but apparently I did. Okay. There we go. Now, best not to tighten these down all the way until you have that pivot figured out, until you have that set pretty much the way you want it. You know, just enough drop shuttiness and a good solid lockup. So let's go ahead and give that a turn. Too tight. All right. Back it off. Still kind of tight. Back it off a hair. Perfect. Okay. Nice and solid. I do love bearings for that reason, guys. I mean, you can get a good, super solid lockup and drop shutty action, which is a little bit harder to accomplish with the washers, like phosphor bronze. I prefer phosphor bronze just for the durability. You don't have to worry about crap getting in there, affecting the bearings. But definitely the action of a bearing in a knife pivot is very, very nice. Just give this all one final torque. Make sure it still drops shut. A little bit of grittiness in there. Hopefully that works out. Get a little bit of lube and just get that action going. But I think that's going to fix itself. But there it is, guys, with my already patinaed scales. But very cool. Brown micarta on the AD20.5. Very nice. It changes the feel of this knife. It makes it feel actually a lot more premium now. Much, much better than the old plastic grivery. I'm really digging these scales. They look incredible. And they'll just continue to look better. I mean, obviously covered in oil, but that's kind of the beauty of micarta, is it just wears in, and it just gets an awesome, awesome patina to it. So very cool. All right, guys. Well, there it is. Demko AD20.5 brown canvas micarta. I did buy these from DLT Trading, and I know they're still available. Lots of different color options. So I definitely would highly recommend picking these up. Not too difficult of an install, but I'm sure I made it look much harder than it actually is. So yeah, hopefully you learned a thing or two. But anyway, if you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you have any comments, just go ahead and drop a comment down below. I do enjoy reading all the comments. I appreciate all the interaction you guys have had with my videos. It's been very cool. And if you want to see some more, go ahead and consider subscribing. All right, thanks guys. Bye-bye.